Hey, how are you, my crafty friends? I'm sorry. Had some technical difficulties. Oh, goodness gracious. Um, the kind of technical difficulties you get when you put your stuff up and you can't find it. Oh, I spent the last 5 minutes trying to find this. Hi, Mindy. I found it though. I'm real proud. I did some cleaning, and well, you know how that goes. Hi, Brittany. I'm glad you're here. But it's been a strange day. Hi, Jude. I'm glad to see you. Let me. There you go. That's a little better. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Mina. Yes, I'm really proud. I was like, I cannot go live and tell them I can't find my weaving. Oh, goodness. That would have been embarrassing. It's embarrassing enough that I had to be late because I couldn't find it. But anyway, I did find it. I got this in the mail today. Oh, it looks blue on the screen, but it's really green. It's really very, very green. Um, that is so strange. Let me see if I can put something behind it that'll maybe make it show up green. I don't know. No, that is odd. It's a phthalo green, so it has a little bit of blue, but it doesn't look blue at all. It just looks green. That's so strange. But that didn't help. Let's see. Let's put something pink behind it and see if if it'll show up green. No, it's still just going to be blue, but it's green. Um, so I haven't had a supported spindle, and this one weighs practically nothing, which made it really hard to try to learn how to spin. But I've got a little bit of wool spun on it, so I was happy to get it. Yeah, it looks blue, but it's not. It is not blue. Um, think phthalo green. That's what color it really is. It's a phthalo green. Anyway, really weird. Really weird. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Jacqueline. It's good to see all of you. Hi, Linda. Oh no, I touched something I shouldn't have. Sorry. Hi, Sherry. I've got I've got an extra keyboard over here beside me now, and I'm not used to having that. And I leaned my elbow over there. Not the best plan. No telling what I might do to you if I do that again. Anyway, um, when Hannah and I went on her graduation trip, we got these little support little bowls. I don't know. I think they're actually for incense, but we thought they would be perfect for supported spindles. But when we got some supported spindles, and then Hannah liked them so much, I gave her mine. So so I decided to. I'll try to show you. I'll have to stand up, I think, if I'm going to do it in the cup because I'm used to this down in my lap, not up on a table. But yeah, you're spinning in the cup. Let's just take a little bit of this. And like I said, I just got it today and I haven't ever done this before, so and it's not going to be easy for you to see. Let's move it over here. Um so what you're doing is come on. You're running the spindle, and then I still have to park and draft to use it. So, and then you draft out a little bit more. Whoops, drafted too much. I broke it. No, I didn't. Okay. Oops. Yep. It just waited till I spun some more before it broke. One thing I've learned is that if it's spinning good and then it stops spinning good, I mean, the next time you try it, it doesn't want to spin. That's because you've got so much twist built up that it doesn't want to, it needs to be drafted some. Woo! Okay. Obviously, I'm not good at this yet. And I really think it'd be a lot easier if it was heavier. This one just really weighs practically nothing. Practically nothing. Come on. Anyway, um, I'm learning. Funny thing is, when I when I started, I could do it really good with my right hand, but I was going the opposite direction from the way I normally spin, and so that would mean that I would have to remember everything that was spun on this spindle and ply it backwards from how I normally do it if I did that. So I decided I had to teach myself how to flick it um, clockwise, left-handed. Um, I've I watched one lady do it, and she would flick it, and then she would hold it here and pull. But I'm definitely not there yet. Anyway, I've tried. I mean, I've spun on drop spindles before, but that was it hurts my back to use those, and so I thought this was something I could do sitting in a chair, and that that it would be good, but it's going to definitely take practice. So, and I um Jude says she has all the way all different weights. So, is it easier to spin on a heavier one? That a lot of times, at least from what I've heard. Whoops, I got it. Okay, there we go. It was loose. I don't want it loose. And I don't know how you're really supposed to stop these, but I just decided to use that little thing since it was there. But from what I've seen, most people spin lace on it. Do you spin heavier stuff on yours, or do you spin lace, Jude? The heavier ones are better. Well, I may have to try and one of these days. Um, my fiber budget, I've blew it already, but when I get some more fiber budget, I may try to get me a little bit heavier one because this really is difficult to spin. It's more technique and weight. More technique than weight. Well, then it's just me probably. Oh, it's both. Okay. Anyway, I don't have the technique and I don't have the weight, so you can see why it's hard for me. And I'm afraid I'm gonna have this thing end up getting broken. Okay, there we go. That's tucked away. Tucked away. Okay. I want to show you the frames that we're going to use, and then I'm going to work on these a little bit before we actually do anything. Um, this is one I got a long time ago because it just looked like it would be fun to have a weaving in it. But it is a frame. I got it at the thrift store for $3. And I left the price tag on it, obviously, and now it's stuck. If I'd taken it off when I got it, it'd be better. Hi, Cheryl. I'm glad you're here. Anyway, this is one I'm going to do. And this is the one that I'm going to wrap where I go a figure 8. And then I've got this one. And this one I'm just going to wrap around like this. And then I have this one that I'm going to actually put nails in the back. So that when it's finished, all you'll see is the weaving. And it can just be framed and ready to hang up. These are my thoughts at the moment. Let me say that, okay? I don't know how many of these we will get to while everybody might get tired of weaving before we get to them all, but excuse me, just a second. This one, I'm going to put some nails like about a third of the way up and a third of the way down. Maybe not quite, maybe a quarter. I don't know. And then I'm going to string it from those nails and weave. I think that one would be fun. It'd be an interesting weaving as well. So these are the frames that I have. And I don't know which one we're going to do first. We may take a vote. But this is the one I've been planning the longest. But it depends on what everybody wants to do. Mary said she bought stuff to do it. So I'm going to wait and see what she bought. If she bought nails, then we might do one with nails first. I thought I had some nails like you put you know, the little gold ones like you hang up pictures with. Oh, okay, Brittany. I'm glad you're here, and I understand if you can't chat. It's hard to chat on the phone. Anyway, I couldn't find those anywhere, and I just thought I knew exactly where they were, but they were not there. Let's put this back here so I can remember which one it is. Anyway, I got these, and these are panel board nails, but they were the shortest small nails I could find. And I didn't want a big head, and the other short nails I found had a big head. So, okay, how do we, you know, it shouldn't be that difficult to open this thing. Ah, there you go. Pull instead of push. Okay, need to take it from both sides, of course. There we go. Should have done that the first time. Anyway, these are an inch long. I would really have liked about 3/4 inch nails. But this is what I've got. So this is what I'm going to use. I'm working on some little flip out things with my Project Life card stash, trying to use some of them up. Very cool, Brittany. Very cool. That's great. I'm a fan of Use It Up. You wouldn't think that if you looked in my studio, but I am. Anyway, I thought this one, the little brown one here, that I'm putting the nails on the behind, I thought after the weaving was done, I would go ahead and bend them up against the wood. I might do it even as soon as I get it warped, just to hold everything in place. But the one that I do where I put nails in front, I'm just going to leave them out there. And these are brown, dark brown, it says. And I didn't buy dark brown ones because I wanted brown ones. I just bought these because they were the only ones I saw. But other than being a little long, I think they'll be fine. We'll find out. I've never done this before, so there's always the chance that they'll just bend and they won't go in. We'll see. We will see. Okay, do we want, I'm going to save the tree for if we run out of other things to do, because because I do want to finish this one tonight and start and at least warp one of these. So I'm going to set it aside. And if we have extra time, we'll go ahead and play with that. But okay, Mindy asked to see again how to put the beads on, and I forgot that, so I didn't get them ready, but I'm going to go get a few ready, and we're just going to put a few in the middle right here. Well, that may be hard to do in the middle. I'm going to do a checkerboard for the rest of it. Hi, Riri. I'm glad you're here. I'm going to do a checkerboard pattern for the rest of it with the I think the white. Hi, Teresa. I'm glad you're here. I'm trying to decide if I want the white and the gray or the white and the pink. I think I'm going to do the white and the gray because we've got pink right there. Because I wanted to show y'all another technique while we're on this one still. And she could rewatch the last video. That is true, Riri. She could. But she's so sweet and she asked, and so I feel like I need to do what she wants. We may use some different beads in the middle of this. I'm not sure how we're going to do it, but I'm going to get some white. Well, if I'm going to put some more beads, I need to do the gray first because I don't want the beads to be too far away from these. So, oh, but I was going to do checkerboard. Okay, I'm going to do some of this. No, I've got a lot of that. Okay, I'm going to do some more pink, a little bit more pink, and put a little bit of beads, and then I'm going to do checkerboard all the way to the end. That's what I'm going to do. Hi, Mary. When we get finished with this, Mary, we're going to warp our frame loom, or one of them. So since I know you bought stuff to do it with, I'm going to ask you to, when I give you the options, I'm going to ask you to tell me which one you want to do first, because I know you bought supplies. So I'm going to tell you, and you be thinking about your supplies and which way you want to do it. Okay. The first one that I've got here is this little frame. And this one I'm gonna warp by going a figure 8 around the top and the bottom, and it's gonna stay just like this. I mean, the rope and everything. This is how it's gonna be framed and hung up. This one I'm just gonna wrap around front to back, but I'm not gonna figure 8 it in the middle. So there'll be a place you can put a pattern behind it, so that you can look at what your maybe your design that you're wanting to weave. And that's the reason for doing it without the figure 8. This one, I'm going to put nails on the back and warp it so that it can be seen from the front, and the white one. So this is the one you want to do. That's the whitest one. It's not white, but it looks white on camera. So, okay, that's the one we'll do. I'm going to put these others away, and we won't need the nails tonight then. So that's good, because I wasn't really in the mood to do it without trying them out first. Okay, put those away. All right. I'm going to set this down, though, so I don't end up causing problems. The white one. You want to make a journal cover. Okay. Okay. That'll work. You could do one with the nails too and make a journal cover. Um, but it will be easier. The way I'm going to warp that white one will be easier. I agree. Okay. I was going to do more pink first. Oh, there's my linen. I was looking for that um, to do something else earlier today. And I couldn't find it because it was over there with these. Okay, let's finish this first, and then we'll get started on the new one. That's not what I needed. I'll just put that down there. Okay, now we're getting to the place where we can't butterfly it. We're going to have to use a needle, so just letting you know in advance that a needle is, when you get this close to the end, that's kind of what you have to do. And so you may end up having more ends that you have to weave in. Okay. Okay, this one's going over, but so we're going to go under. And I'm going to leave a little bit longer tail so I can weave it better. Because on this one, I'm hiding stuff as I go. Okay. Be careful if you cut those, because you can cut the wrong thing and that would not be good. Let me bring this down a little bit. Oh, Riri, honey, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. She's dancing in the chair, so I have to do a dance too. A happy, happy, happy dance. A happy, happy, happy dance for Riri. Here's your happy dance, Riri. Woo! Happy dance. I love you, sweetie. You're adorable. Thank you very much. It was very generous and sweet. Now I'm going to go ahead and beat this down a little bit more. Okay, and we're going to go over and under again. That's our dance. Over and under, over and under. It's the weaving dance. Oh, thank you, Riri. Oh, I'm so glad to do it. I enjoy it, and I enjoy teaching other people how to do things that I enjoy doing. So it's my pleasure. Okay. I'm going to go. Um, I think I'm only going to go. Actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and put the the few beads that I'm going to put right here, um, because there's about that much below, and then then we can start our checkerboard above it. So we're just going to let this sit here, and it won't take nearly as long to do just a few. I did some gel print pages today, and they look so much better. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad you did. Mary. Oh, honey, you're so sweet too. And she's dancing too. She's a cheerleader, cheerleading. I can't cheerlead here, so I'm just going to do another happy dance. Another happy dance. Happy, happy, happy dance. Thank you, Mary. Here's your happy dance. You're so sweet. Thank you. I got to learn a better dance. Okay, this is a self threading needle, which is really cool, except sometimes it also unthreads itself, which is not so cool. I mean, yesterday I did some gel print pages, and today they look so much better. Oh, yes, I understand that completely. Sometimes I pull some out, and I remember that I didn't really think they were all that great, and I'm like, why didn't I like those? Yeah, yeah. Okay, let me get the beads because I put them back up, the leftovers back up, but it's not far away. Luckily, I know where they are. See, right here. Let's see if I have enough more to be worth it of the same ones. I could do different ones, but I think I want to do the same ones. There's 3, 5, 9. I think I'll do 10 in the middle. That's why it's best to walk away and look again later. That's right. Don't just throw them away, because if you do that, then you will regret it. Mindy, are you watching? Or was it Mina? I can't remember which one of you sweet ladies it was. The person who wants me to add more beads. Are you watching? Because I don't want to do it if you're not watching. Yeah, I got a bag of jewelry at the estate sale the guy had um, next door to me, and I took some of it apart, and I kept the stuff I wanted, and he gave it to me for a really good price. So the rest of it I decided to take to the thrift store. So I'm gonna wait and make sure that the person that wants this is watching. Mina, Mindy, I'm not sure which one of you it was. Let me know if you're here, because we won't do it right now. We'll do something else and do this another day if Mindy's here. Okay, and it was her. Okay. Let's go. All right, let's put these in between. Okay, so we've got them in between the okay, sorry. Now I got to count again. You should have things ready before you start counting. Okay, let's try again. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. So I need to scooch over. Okay. There we go. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over and under and no. I don't think I did that last time. I think I went over and under first. And I didn't get enough yarn for that. Okay, let's scooch these up. Sorry, see, I forgot how I did it already. It's not going to be very helpful if I can't even remember how I did it. Okay. Y'all thought this was helpful, but okay, Mary, thank you. Okay. I can't grab the end. What I'm wanting to do is give these a little bit of a bed to sit on. Oops, wrong way. Okay. So I'm going to start here. And can y'all see what I'm doing? I think you wove the thread a couple of lines above and below the beads. Yeah. Well, I was prepared to weave it above them, but I had forgotten I wove it below them. It doesn't pay to be stingy with your thread and just get the right amount. It's better. It's better to give yourself extra. Okay. Now then, we've got that woven in. So we're going to go back. Come on. And we're going to do it again. What this does is it gives it something, the beads something to sit on top of. So okay, now we're going to scoot this down. And go back to this one. I think of the beadwork as the meat in the sandwich. You have to spread the bread of the sandwich before you add the meat. There you go. All right. Now then, I don't know if I left enough to, we just got some extra here. We're going to not worry about that. Okay, so what we're going to do, let me see if I can get a little bit closer. Is we're going under the warp yarn and down like this. And then we're going to take that and effectively we're putting it under the bead to go under this warp yarn. It's not starting at the end is making it a little bit harder, but it'll be all right. Okay, and we'll put that one in place and then we'll go down and we'll go under the warp yarn and down. And under the warp yarn. Okay. These are not staying put nicely. All right. And once again, where we come out from behind the warp yarn, we go down. And then we go under the next warp. See, that was supposed to go under the... Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I think it'll stay put. But you want this to stay on this side and this one to come out. I don't have as much room to work as I did last time, so it's making it a little more difficult. Okay. Be calm, Lisa. Be calm. Hi, Andrea. Sorry I didn't notice when you came in. I was concentrating on trying to get this to work. Okay. Now we're going under the warp yarn and back out. And we're going to guide that thread under the bead this time. Okay, see that one didn't stay because I didn't do it right. I'm going to see if I can take it back in. I don't know. We're going to go back under that warp yarn again and do that one twice. That's what it'll amount to. Okay, it's not sitting as neatly as the other ones. And that's just going to have to be the lesson of today, I guess, is that sometimes it doesn't work the way you want it to. Come on. Okay, now this one. I'm afraid I might be making it harder for you to understand rather than easier since I messed that up. Okay, I have the feeling I'm doing something different than I did last time, but I don't think I am. That's why I'm confused. It's not working as well. But maybe it'll be better once we put the stuff over it. Okay, let's see if it needs to be pulled tighter. Maybe that's it. I'm not sure what I did different. But I'm going to do that one again because it's definitely not staying in place. Okay. Y'all want your money back? You want your money back? I think this being loose, it wasn't loose when I did mine the first time, and I think that's what the problem is. Don't parents always need to focus in a different direction? They say it's about us when we're kids. We say it's about them when we're adults. Yeah. Okay. We're almost at the end here. It does make a difference to be way up here at the top of the weaving. So my recommendation would be do this with more space left. Don't do it at the top, or do it at the very end when you can attach it to the twining or something. Okay. Okay, that was not the right plan. Okay, now I'm gonna go back and forth. Let's stick this under there. And we're going to do the same thing again here. And we're tucking that back under there best we can. I'm going to go ahead and take that one with me one more time. Well, that wasn't good. Okay, pay attention. You know, I'm making all these mistakes on purpose so y'all will realize that anybody can do this. That's it. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Are y'all even still here? Have you did you decide to run away when I did badly? Okay. This time I'm going to use what was left over here and what was left over here, and I'm going to go back. Um, don't give up on me. We're going to get it done. And I'm going to see if I can add this one in too. I don't know if it'll hold that many. And we're going to go back again. Just to give those a place to kind of hide. Okay. Thank you, Andrea. Okay. Now then, we're going to go from here. And we're going to try to use this yarn to push those up. I don't know if it will work because we only did a little bit. If it doesn't, we will figure out something else to do to fill in the extra spot there. Hi, Sharon. I'm glad you're here. I don't know if you will be glad you're here or not. I'm having some difficulties today getting this done. But I think it's gonna be okay. Won't be perfect, but it'll be okay. Sometimes when you got that thread doubled, if you don't pull it out early enough, you'll end up with double thread in there, and that's a lot harder to pull out. So whoops, I'm sorry. Hit the camera. Not good. Get those out of the way. I think it's working out pretty good. It won't be, there'll be a little bit of a hump right here, but it won't be, I don't think it'll be terribly noticeable. Especially since we're going to go into a checkerboard thing next, and that'll kind of take people's eyes off of the little hump right there, I hope. I hope. Blame it on the time change. There you go. That's got to be it. Okay. I think we need at least 2 more rows for it to have enough above this to kind of match what we did below the first beads and above the first beads. Although these kind of filled in there between them, but that's okay. We want it to look like this. All right, I'm going to go ahead and tack it from here. No, I can't do this very easily. I rested it a lot today. I'm just not right now. I'm doing a lot better. I can tell a lot of the inflammation is better, but I still don't want to carry anything heavy with it and things like that. Um, but it's doing better. Okay. Ooh, sorry. I didn't realize my camera was going to do the focus thing. Yes, I'm so glad because for so long it didn't feel like it was doing better. Yeah, the fork is nice. It helps. And it's something everybody has. Everybody has a fork. Okay, and I know those beads didn't come out quite as good as the first ones, but did that help, Mindy? Did it make sense this time? Now we know how to fix it when we do the same thing. That's true, Linda. Hi, Dana. I'm glad you're here. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and um, I'm going to go ahead and start my checkerboard. Be careful where you snip. If you cut a warp thread, you'll be very sad, very, very sad. You're welcome. I'm just I hope it helped. Um, okay. Now I want the checkerboard to be gray and the white. So I'm going to need 2 needles because we're going to work from both sides. We're going to start over here with this one. Oops, come over here. Okay. All right. Where did that needle? Okay, lurk away. Oh, yay, Brittany. I'm glad. Okay. So there's our black, and we're going to put it down. I feel like I did something wrong. Oh, it's because of that. Okay. It just looks wrong. Okay. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to pull this one up, and we're going to go over, and we're going to catch that one. And tuck it in. Oh. It's always nice to have an extra needle. So if you have 2 or 3, get them all out. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Let me pull that out, because I want to catch this black thread or gray thread in it. And I didn't. Hey, Holly. Glad you're here. Okay, so we're going to go under that thread. And okay, now we're going to finish this. Keep on a trucking. Got all these little extra things that are getting in the way. Okay. Oh no. I did that wrong. I did that wrong. And the only way to fix it is to undo this. Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. I knew they needed to go opposite each other. And before I take it all the way, I want to make sure I really did it wrong. No, I didn't. Okay. I'm sorry. All right. Let's put it back. Okay. Now then we can go um, from either direction, but we need to do black next. So we're going to do it next. We're just going to go um, what is no. No, we can't. Oh dear. It is a brain teaser, Julie, because okay. What you want to do is do the black the same way you did it before. So if you have to do something here, to get that to work, go around it or whatever, just do it. It just feels awkward to do that, but now right here the white and right here the black are not going to look like checkerboard yet, but it will. It will. It will. Okay. Okay, let's put this underneath here so it'll catch that. By doing that, um, when I go over this one, it has something to go over, because if I went over it right here, then it would just unravel right there. So this gives it something to go over, and it keeps the weave right. And that doing that on the ends, that's the thing that you have to remember. Because if you don't, you're doing the very end ones kind of the opposite of the way you normally do. But you use the thread of the other one um, to help you do that. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Okay. Now we have to do this one again. And we need to go under here. Yeah. And you're going to do 3 lines of each color, and then you're going to switch. Now, if you keep doing this exactly the way I'm doing it now, it will end up looking like stripes. They go all the way up, which is cool, but it's not checkerboard, and we're doing checkerboard. But you can do that too. You just keep doing it the same way. You don't switch. And we're going to switch here in a minute so we can make it look checkerboardy. Hi, Becky. I'm glad you're here. I've got wool falling off of top of stacks. Okay. Did I mess that up? No, it just looks like it. Okay. Now then, we want to do the opposite of what we just did. Okay, so we want the black now to go where the white is. And because we caught it under here, that gives it a chance to do that. No, we're going the opposite. We want to do, let's see. I don't think that's going to work. It's one of those things. I was reading how to do it, and it just said do 3 rows and then switch. That was all it said. So now I've got to figure out. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go ahead and do this on top of that one. I don't know any other way to make it work, so we're just going to do it. We can do it because we attached it in over here, so it won't unweave. But it feels very counterintuitive. Uh-oh. Okay. Now then, we have to catch this thread with the white. So we're going to go over it. Yeah, I think this is the right way to do it. It just seems weird to do 2 in a row that are the same, go in the same direction. But in order to make the checkerboard look, it has to do that. So. Oops, sorry. That messed up right there. I don't know. Not sure why. We're just going to call it good and keep going. Okay. And we're once again going to go over this one to trap it in place. that. I'm always catching those little pieces I cut off, and then I get confused about what's going on. And these bars sometimes are a real pain. You've probably noticed I'm catching on them all the time. Thank you, Becky. Yeah, I really like this too. I don't like the stripes as well as I like the checkerboard, and so that's why we're not doing the stripes. We just talked about the fact that you can do them by not switching. If you just keep going with the same thing over and over and over, then you get a stripe. Okay. It would be a nice purse or a bag. After we do on the frame, or we may do a couple on frames, different ones. But after we do that, we'll get a piece of cardboard and we'll do one that goes all the way around the cardboard that you can make a bag. If y'all want to do it by then, if you're not tired of this by then. Okay, Barbara. We'll still be here a while. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to go around this so that I can go over. No, I'm going under. Sorry. That was last time. It's easy to get confused. I'm still going around it though. And I'm going to catch it right in there. In a few minutes, we'll have to take this bar out. Because we won't have room to use it anymore. Whoops. Sorry. Okay, now we're going to go back, and I think I have enough to do probably one more row of checkerboard, and then we'll decide if we want to continue on with that with just some more yarn, or if we want to do something different above that. Oh, nope, 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 nope. Opposite, opposite. Opposite, opposite. The all essential fork. Yes. Yes, yes. Okay. Because we caught it here, we can go under this one. and it won't unravel things. If we had not done that, it would. That's why you have to watch that as you're carrying it up the side, um, that you always catch it. Is there a way to estimate how much yarn you will need, like per inch, per row? I have no idea, Mary. If there is, I don't know it. I just um, hope I have enough. And then if I don't, I decide, do I want to change here or do I want to go on and add some more in? You can always just add some more in, just the same way you do when you change colors. Um, but I don't know of a way. If there is, nobody told me. I just kind of I try to get more than I really need, except when I'm doing a butterfly, I try to get more than I really need. But when I'm doing a needle, I always know that I just get as much as I think I can handle. Um, and I know that I may end up having to do, add another piece. You can estimate. I know, when I'm doing weaving on the floor loom and I'm making um a project, I know how to guess about how much yarn you need for that, but I don't know how to do that for this. Oh, good, Holly. Thanks. Well, you know, it works. It's working out pretty good so far. See, like this one, we definitely don't have enough of this yarn to go all the way up to here with the checkerboard. Um, but I didn't want to try to deal with that pulling that much through. So I just got as much as I thought I could handle pulling through because it is kind of a hassle to have all this extra yarn. Okay, see this one I'm going making sure I catch this. Do they ever paint designs on warp threads like they do needlepoint canvases? I haven't seen anybody paint designs, but I've seen them like with a Sharpie do the major parts that they're going to do, just outline them. And sometimes like the big tapestry rugs and things that they do, they have they call it a cartoon behind it that they follow that's in color. But I haven't seen anybody actually paint the warp. I guess you could, but I haven't seen it done. But I haven't seen everything, so it could happen. I would need to know. I would have a big tangled mess. Yeah, I've seen videos where they have on the wall, there's this big mural on the wall. It's on paper, but it's attached to the wall. And then the warp is the loom is right in front of the wall, just a few inches in front of the wall. And they're working looking at the wall, at what's on the wall. So, okay. I messed up there. Oh, no, it's not my turn yet. That's why it looks messed up, because it's not your turn yet. Okay, sorry. We are back over here. Nope, nope, nope. Yeah. Okay. I forgot what color thread I had. Excuse me just a second. Okay, sorry about that. Okay. Now then, I'll find one. And we're going to go under that and catch it. Okay. Those edges still, I have to think every time. I have to think because it just looks like I'm fixing to do something wrong. Whoops. Okay, so there's our checkerboard. I don't have enough of either one of these yarns to do another set. Where did you get that size of needle? This needle was actually sent to me in the one of the Same Sex Wednesday boxes that APG Jamie sent. She sent us some kind of thing, woven thing or thing to crochet, I'm not sure what, but it also had 3 of these needles in there. And so I have this one. I have another one somewhere. I gave one of them to Hannah. But they're really nice, aren't they? They're longer than most of the ones I see. But I imagine you could get them on Amazon. But they came in something she got at the thrift store. So my guess would be look on Amazon. Let me see how long they are so you would know what to look for. They're 5 inches long. It does have a big eye. It has a really big eye, which might be a problem when we get up here. I may have to go to 2 of these or one of these at that point. Do y'all... I was thinking about doing hi Violet, a darning needle. It's huge. It's a huge darning needle. I would just put in 5-inch craft needle or something and see what comes up. But anyway, it is huge humongous, but it's really coming in handy for this. But I'm using this one just fine too. So this one just is faster than this one because you don't have to stop as many times, which is good. Okay. I think I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these and do something new for the top bit because it won't be oh yay, Mary found them on Amazon. You want to put a link in, Mary, in case somebody else wants to find them? There we go. Amazon calls it Yarn sewing needle. Okay, cool. Thank you, Violet. Okay. So what do y'all think that I should finish filling this in with? I kind of like the idea of just doing the gray all the way to the top. But I could do pink or I could do white. I don't really want to do this purple color, even though it doesn't really look purple on camera, but there you go. I don't really want to do that color because it's really hard to get to weave through, and if you're really tight here, it would be difficult to use. So one of these colors would be my preference. Gray. That's kind of what I was thinking, Holly. Okay. Gray, gray, gray. Thank y'all. Thanks for the link, Mary. Okay. We're going to start right here. We're going to go ahead and weave this in. Thank you, Mary. Mm, um, no, I'm going to go ahead and do this. Sometimes people say that you should start here and work this way when you get to this point. But I'm just going to go ahead and work that way, and because I think it'll be easier to get around these than it will be to get around these when I get to the end. I might be proven wrong. It might be a mistake, but I'm going to do it anyway. It just feels like it would be safer to me. But we'll see. I haven't ever actually finished a tapestry before, so this is my first one. One thing you'll learn if you watch several people, some people have very, very definite ideas about how things have to be done. And other people have very definite ideas about how things have to be done, and they don't always agree. So you just kind of gotta choose what you think is best and go with it, and just hope for the best. Just hope for the best. Oh, there are 6-inch ones too. Cool. So everyone will wait till Lisa discovers what's the best way. Well, I don't know if I will discover what the best way is. I might discover what's not the best way. We'll see. And I might discover that this is a perfectly fine way. Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it, Mary? Yeah. I bet you didn't know that, did you? Some people actually disagree. Yeah. Right now, it feels like we have more disagreement in the world than we have agreement, which is sad, but that's kind of how it feels. Not so much in our little crafty group, and I'm grateful for that. But in the world at large, let's put it that way. Hear that yarn squeaking? Sorry. How far apart are the main white yarn hooked to the cardboard? I put them about a 1/4 inch apart. Where I cut my strips about a quarter, my slits about a 1/4 of an inch apart. You can make them anything you want, but on cardboard, if you get them closer than that, um, it's really hard to. They might break easier. They won't be as sturdy. Does that make sense? I think about a 1/4 of an inch works really well. Well, I'm glad y'all agree with me. I'm glad you agree with me. I would hate for you to disagree when I just said we're not like that. But you're welcome to disagree. I don't care. It doesn't hurt my feelings. I'm I'm open to other people having their own opinions. Doesn't bother me a bit. Just like I don't think everything I do is the right way to do things. I think the right way is whatever way works for you. Especially when it comes to crafting. Good grief. Let's not be. I mean, there are ways that are easier or faster or more efficient or things like that. Just like there are supplies that work better than other supplies for certain things. But that doesn't mean that you can't do it a different way if you want to. You can't use a different supply if you want to. I'm going to keep this thing in here as long as I can because it really does make it faster. Hi, Beth. I'm glad you're here. Uh-oh. Did y'all see what I did? Somewhere I messed up. Back there somewhere. Trying to see where it was. Oh, it was way back here. Good grief. We're going to take it out. Take it out and fix it. I went over 2 right there. I guess I wouldn't have had to go all the way beyond that, but it just, my brain works better if I go back to the end of the row. Bye, Andrea. I sure am glad you came. Okay, here we go again. I always figure the mistake is going to be where I, where I came up and pulled the yarn, but it lots of times is not. Although that would be the most obvious place for it to be. Beth, watch the part 3. I did the pearls in part 3. I messed them up when I did them this little bit tonight to re-show how to do it. So go back and watch where I did the big line. That worked out better. Nope. It would be. It would be. I don't know if you were here when they were talking about that before, about it looking like a good purse, but I told them after we do um, the frame looms, we can come back with a piece of cardboard and work. You warp it a little bit different at the top and the bottom, but you go all the way around it, and you end up with a purse. You got like a solid thing at the bottom, and then a hole at the top. So I started one of those once, but I didn't finish it because I tried to incorporate some ribbon, and that didn't work out too well, and I got mad and I just gave up, threw it away. I think it would be wise, this is just my personal opinion, to not start out with trying to make too big of a purse. That's what I did. I tried to make one that was really big, and I thought, oh, ribbon will be a nice shortcut. No. I had seen one on Pinterest but they showed it on the loom. But after I got above it, I could tell it wasn't going to be sturdy like that. So the yarns kept trying to push in behind it, and so I decided that I would just do it again sometimes. So when I do it, I'm gonna do a smaller one. Something this size might be good. The one I tried to do was like, I don't know, 15 by 15 or something like that. It was big. Yeah, and it depends on if you do it like this, with these kinds of things, it probably wouldn't have to have a lining, but if you put the ribbon in there, you would definitely need a lining. Anyway, and that was back before I knew anything about good yarns and stuff like that, and I was just using acrylic yarn, and it would have been fine probably, but it was so stretchy, it kept all that stretchy yarn kept causing me frustration. Goodness, I'm sorry. My allergy medicine ran out and I didn't think to take any more. It would be wise to have a lining in any of them, probably, but as far as construction, sturdiness of construction, it wouldn't have to have one for that if it's done like this. The but you might not want, the inside of your weaving to be exposed to all of the junk that you might put in the bag, pens and pencils or, whatever. And you could make you a bag and just sew something like this on the front of it, like Beth said to begin with. Yeah, I threw it away. I did. Okay, I can get back across, and that's about it. But I'm going to have to use this needle to do it. So you could do one vertical line, like over 4 threads, like you do a shape. Could one do a vertical line, like over 4 threads, like you do a shape, only long and narrow? Yes, you can. Um, you can. I've kind of done that with this tree. It's got its long vertical lines. Um, unless if depending on how long you want it, you might want to attach it every once in a while to something else, so you don't have a slit that goes all the way up and down your weaving. But this one's gonna have some slit, a slit in here and a slit there, a slit right here, a slit here. Um, and that's okay. But you wouldn't want a slit that goes um all the way your whole weaving, I don't think. Nope. Stupid. At this point, we're just going to go a little bit and go ahead and press it down and then go some more because um, we don't have room to make that arch. And that way, you know, a few warp threads it can pull from here to do what it needs to do, but not over the whole thing. I think I've got. Let me check something here real quick. I'll tell you what we could do, and I think we might be going to actually, just so I can show you that you can. But let me get to the end of this, and then we'll do it. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead. Okay. Now then, I want this to be pretty straight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this twining down to meet my my weaving, instead of weaving all the way up to meet the twining. Now that's not ideal because this ends up being looser. See how it's looser over here? There's some extra, and that's because the warp went in like this, which is what you don't want, but happens way more than you'd think. If you go on Pinterest and look at weaving wall hangings or something like that, you'll see a lot of them have that. But it's not what you want. Yeah, there you go. We'll just decide this is the top of our weaving right here. Okay. Now, I'm just going to go along here and cut. Now, if you already know what you're going to do with it, then you can just go ahead and do it. I'm not sure. So I'm just going to tie these and make like fringe knots. And then but I'm going to leave them long in case I want to attach them to something else. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take I'm going to take 3. And just do an overhand knot. and push it up as close to the weaving as I can. Sorry about that. Well, the knot is sort of a bead. Yeah, it is a little bit. It's like you would do if you were weaving a scarf and you wanted to have a fringe, at the end of your scarf. And if you just hold your knot, push it up against the weaving and then pull on the threads, then it keeps it right up there. I think there's going to be one where I need 4 in order to make this do evenly, so I'm going to go from both sides, and then I'll do that 4 one in the middle. Okay. Okay, this right here, we're going to want to untie and weave in so it won't just hang out there like that. But anyway. Yeah, yeah. And I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom. But this way, if I want to hang it on a rod, I have something to tie to the rod. If I want to just let it set out, now see how it's mashing it down? I didn't mash down as much on this side. So that may end up being an issue. But see, it's kind of like when you do a mug rug, you just make now this one they used, about an inch worth to make those fringes, but anyway. I wonder if I can get that to go down a little bit tighter because I don't want it to look so different from the other side. She was saying these look like beads. In case you missed that, Beth. And you could put beads on there if they have to be pretty big beads. But you could string beads up here and then tie a knot in front of the bead, or you could put beads on there now. At the bottom, that might be a fun thing to do, to have hanging down some beads. Mary's going to make a journal cover on her frame loom. I think that'll be cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not going to work out like I was hoping. I didn't count right. One of these is going to be 3 and one of them is going to be 4. I was hoping the 4 would end up right in the middle, but no. Okay, we're going to do this. Oh, this may look even stupider than doing 1 3 and 1 4, but we're going to do it anyway. Okay. We're going to take half of the middle one and put it in each one of these other 2. Okay. I hope she's doing okay, Julie. It's got to be frustrating to have to try to get a hold of the doctors. Okay. That doesn't look too bad. That one's way long. Okay. Let's see if we can untie this and weave it in. Okay. Okay, the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to run my needle down, and then I'm going to see if I can get these to go in it. Okay. And then I'm just going to pull them down. Maybe. Maybe I can't do them both. Nope, I can't do them both. Okay. Yeah, it was worth a try. Nope. Okay. I'm not sure what happened, but something got caught and it doesn't want to go in or out. Now let's see if it'll go. Okay. We got that one to go down. Let's try it again with this one. That would be cool, Beth. Yeah. Come on. I may be totally messing this up. Okay. There we go. I cut a little bit of black, but we're going to pretend like I didn't. Y'all didn't see that, and I didn't tell you about it. Okay. Right there. That's kind of messy. Doctor's not in the ward. They're going to ask him to call later, but they never have so far. I know. I'm so sorry, Julie. Okay, I want to read what Beth says again because I want to think about the logistics of that. I was thinking if you had a hardcover book and do the weaving on the front and leave it or transfer to the front, that would be cool. Yeah. And I think if you wrapped around the front of the book, you probably could do that if on the back side of the cover you did something to hold those warp threads, like glued something down on the back of it or something to hold those warp threads in place really good. Um, I think that would work, especially if you didn't try to do it the width of a cover. If you just did like some down the middle. Okay. I'm going to do this one differently. I'm going to do 4 right here, and then I'm going to add these 2 in on this side. That way I don't have to try to weave them. So we're going to start with that. And then we're going to do 4 here, and then the rest of them will have 3. And you don't have to leave these in. You can take them all out and do this, but it gives you something to pull against if you've still got those in the cardboard. But you don't have to. When I do a scarf, I don't have them in anything. But it just gives you a little extra measure of control to leave them in the cardboard. Oh, I'm so glad, Becky. It's always fun to talk to a sister. At least I always enjoy it when I get to talk to mine. It is similar. They use these techniques in those rugs. In fact, the lady that I watched where I was learning these techniques, it's been a while and I can't remember. Um, it was a blog that she had, and I don't remember the blog, but she was showing on um, a Navajo style rug is where she was showing those techniques. Now, not the beads and not the loops, but these techniques, the stripes and stuff. They might do stuff like that, but I've never seen it. That doesn't mean that they don't, but thanks, Holly. Do it on cardboard, cut it off, and tie the ends into the book. Yeah, you could do that. So here we go. let me back up a little bit so you can see it better. And this is what the back looks like. There's where I pulled a thread down too far and made it show up. But it doesn't look bad on the back, does it? Oh, Julie, we will keep her in our prayers. I have been praying for her. We will not stop. Okay, well, that one's done. Okay, I think I like it. Not bad for a first try. I'm going to trim that piece a little bit. Okay, now then, I'm going to put this away because I'm going to warp, and you could use this for the next one, but I have this, and so it's what I'm going to use. It's just a really strong cotton. I was going to see if it says what size it is. It looks like it's about a 6-ply, but it's not as big as this, but it's stronger and it won't shred like this. So I'm going to go ahead and use this. It does look a lot like baker's twine. It's a tighter twist. It has a tighter twist than baker's twine, but baker's twine will work perfect. I don't know if you can see the difference, but let's see if it'll focus for me. So you can see how much tighter this one's twisted. It's from smaller pieces of cotton. But either one will work fine. Some strong cotton yarn, that's all you need. It's not, this would work fine. But I have this. I got it at the thrift store and I might as well use it. So, okay, move these out of the way. Okay, had a bag of bags fall on the floor. Move that up there. Oh, thank you, Janet. It's so good to see you. I'm so glad you're here. Oh, yes, real baker's twine like you trust a turkey. Well, what I have to truss a turkey with is a little bit bigger than this, but that would work great. Yeah, that would work great. Okay, I'm going to move my needles up out of the way while we're warping this thing. And there's my little bitty needle. I need to put it somewhere safe. Let's stick it right there. Okay. And we'll move this. Okay. Don't know if you'll be able to see the whole thing. I got screwdrivers. Sorry, I was taking the metal thing off of that round frame, and I had to have screwdrivers. And taking the backs off of these, you know, you have to pull out your staples and all that stuff. So There you go, Beth. Thanks, Cheryl. Gave your thumb at the door. Okay. Now, um, I'm going to go ahead because this is one we're going to take off the frame. We're not going to leave it on the frame. So I'm not going to worry about having the warp on there really like beautiful. Okay, so I'm just going to do this. Actually, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it from the side to tie it onto the frame. Okay, you need to be tight. Okay. And then I'm going to bring this up here, and that way that'll keep it taut. Because you want to keep it as tight as you can. Mainly, you want it to be even all the way across. And that's the hardest part of doing this is warping it right now, is to make it be even. Now this one is probably not, it's not going to be used. I'm just getting it on there. So that one's from the back. I'm not going to worry about it. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm going to do one more thing here. I'm going to take this in like this so that it will come up from here. Okay. And now if you do it right here, you're going to end up with the not being able to get your stuff behind it as well. So I'm trying to think of an easy way to move it over here a little bit. I think that'll work if I hold it tight. And we're just going to hold it taut and go around. And probably the most important thing is that you don't let loose of the tightness. So you're holding it tight all the time. I'm going to put this down on the floor. I think it'll be easier to come off the top instead of off the trying to do it from around, okay? I'm sorry, I have to take it over to the side to pull off more yarn. And you want them close to each other. I mean, try to make them about the same distance apart. One thing about warping one of these, you have to do it all at once. You can't walk away from it. And these are a little bit more than 1/4 of an inch, probably 3/8 of an inch apart. And I'm just doing that because, well, actually, I would really like them a little closer, I think. Let's see if we can do it. I don't know if I can do it or not. You can make them however far apart you want, but you don't want them too far apart. About 1/4 of an inch really is pretty much perfect, I think. And as I'm adjusting that, I'm just pulling tightly against the string so that so it doesn't loosen up on me. So you can see this takes a while. Just a second. Something came up and got in my way. There we go. So the frame has slits in it. Did it come that way or did you make them? It doesn't have slits in it. I didn't even put slits in it. Now the cardboard I put slits in it. This is just very square, and because it's very square, it holds it pretty good. If it was rounded, it would be harder to do. You could do it because the back is usually always square, if that makes sense. Get off. Thought it was a spider. It turned out to be just some wool, thankfully. This frame is kind of distressed, so it looks like might have slits in it, but it doesn't. It's easier if you don't worry as much about getting it the perfect distance apart at the top, and then you move it over. It's easier to go around if you just put things on there, and then now it really looks um, like you've got a mess of yarn because you can still see the threads behind. Hi, Kathy. I'm so glad you're here. Now, one thing you could do is you could make this be it. You could make a warp just this big, or you could make two if you wanted to and keep them separate. Put some space between them. Um, One other thing you could do if you want to is leave something on the front and something on the back. You could do that. That way you would use both parts of your warp. That would be very efficient. And so you can make it however wide you want. Hi, Tanya. Oh, it's okay, honey. I'm sure you needed some rest. You don't need to worry about forgetting. Sometimes the days just run together. I'll show you after I get this warped. I'll show you the finished one that we did on cardboard. One thing you want to do is try to have these. Well, just a second. I don't know if you can see that. Have these straight and not curved, turning, at angles. Because you want them to stay put. I mean, you want them to be tight. And if it's at an angle, it won't be tight. So when I get down here, I move it over to make it straight. I'll show you when I do it on the next one. Just like I moved this one a little bit. See how that's crooked there? I just straighten it up. If you had two going on that frame, you can't weave straight across both, can you? You mean to go around it like for the purse? It would be hard because you would need to go take your warp yarns all the way out to the edge. If you mean can I work on both of them at the same time? Yeah, I think you probably could. I'm not sure exactly what you're asking. I'm sorry. I'm just going ahead and going all the way across because I don't know. Because I can, I guess. You can do two on the front. You could do one here and leave a little space between them and do one over here and do two on the front. Yes, you can. I'm not going to, but you could. You could also do, and I'll show you this, because your warp is the same, on both sides, you can do one on the front and one on the back. Okay, now then, this is as far as I want to go, but I'm going to need some string to tie it off. So I'm going to go around it. I don't know if I can show y'all or not. I'm going to go around it a couple of times. And then I'm going to tie it. Right here. And I'm not doing any kind of fancy knot. I'm just doing what I can do with only two hands. And keep it as taut as possible. Okay. Whew. Now then I'm going to take this back through and do a couple more knots just to be. Get those kind of out of the way. You could, if you wanted to, even warped like this, you could just leave a slit right here all the way down and just work on this one and work on this one and do that. But you could also work on this side. Oh, goodness. Sorry about that. And work on this side. One thing about this, and I'm not going to, this isn't going to be my weaving, but this is what was in the frame. So you can take, well, I need to make it shorter. Let's make it smaller first. Okay. You can take a cartoon, a picture, whatever you want to weave, and you can put it like this inside there. And if you do it, you could like use masking tape or to tape it to the sides or to tape it to this back warp. Or you could just let it sit there, whatever you want to do. But that's one way you can make a plan and then put it in there and weave your plan. So that's I don't know if I will do that or not, but I'm not going to worry about that tonight. We're going to get this done and get the twining at the top and the bottom done, and that's probably as far as I'm going to be able to go tonight. Warping this thing was kind of hard on my thumb, so we're going to do the twining part. I figured you would want to do a cartoon, Mary. So I wasn't a bit surprised when you chose this this warping method. Okay. That actually might not be long enough. I need something long enough I can tie it on this side and have room left to tie it on this side when I'm through. And that might be okay. But I think I'm going to make it a little longer just in case. Because I don't want I don't want to run out of thread. That would be the worst thing to do. If I have a lot left over, then I'll use this one on the top. Welcome back, Tanya. Okay. So what I'm going to do is take this and decide where I want my top and bottom to be. And I'm going to go about right here. And I'm just going to do a lark's head knot where you put this through and then it's attached. Okay. And then when we get over here, we will tie it to this side, and that will be our stop or our break, whatever you want to call it. It might have been better to tie a knot because this will loosen up a little bit. But I'm just going to go ahead and go for it. Okay. And I'm going to do this the same way I did it before. Once it goes under, I'm going to go up here. And then I'll put this one under the next one. And then move it to the bottom. And put this one under. And switch them. There's a lot more room, so it's a lot easier to do this time. Than it was on that cardboard. it's harder to warp, but the weaving is easier. We're just going, twisting them every time. We take one under, then we move it to the bottom. Then we take one under and we move it to the bottom. And we just make sure it's staying fairly snug. They stay in place pretty good after you get a few of them done. Oops. Now you can do this way closer to the bottom if you want to. If you put a cartoon on the back, is it harder to weave because you're covering your back open space? No. I'll show you why in just a second. It's actually might help it a little bit because you can't see those warp yarns in the back, and so your eye doesn't get confused by them. Right now I'm having trouble with that. My eye's getting a little confused by seeing the warp yarns underneath. Right, let's go. Yeah. Okay. We want this to be, as straight as we can get it, which, like everything else in my life, is probably not going to be perfectly straight. Let's measure. That's pretty good. And then I'm going to tie it tight as I can on this side. I'm sorry. Once again, I'm not doing any kind of special knots. I'm just trying to get it tight as I can. So that's why you can't see it. Because I don't have anything special to show you. Okay. So it looks like this. I would think so. I would think so, Mary. Because if your cartoon, you slide under these warp threads. And the reason it doesn't matter is because you don't use these warp threads at all. Tanya, because you're gonna, when you put your butterflies through, you're gonna be putting them through here in the middle, not behind the back. That's a really smart idea, Mary. Yep, yep. Okay, and I did have quite a bit left over, but I don't know that it's quite, I don't know. I don't know if that is going to be quite enough or not. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. We're going to live dangerously. Nope, wrong way. Okay. I'm going to do it a little closer to the top, on the top. I don't know why, just because I decided. We're going to do exactly the same thing if I can get that to go through it all. There we go. You're welcome, Mary. I think it'll be cool. I want to see it. When you get it warped up, I want to um see what it looks like with your cartoon and everything. That'll be cool. Designing her journal cover in her mind. That's the first place it has to come from. Tanya, everything good on your end for the tea bag journal tomorrow? Let's see if we can get it finished this week. And with the journal thing in mind, you know, a lot of frames are rectangular rather than square. Um, this just happens to be a square frame, but you could well, and I'm kind of doing that here. I'm not making it as big as the square, so it's going to be longer than it is tall. But you could turn your canvas, you know, landscape and warp it that way, and then you would have a wider deal to make a whole journal cover. You probably already thought of that, but we typically look at canvases, you know, up and down instead of a landscape. At least I do when I think of them. I typically think it that way. Okay. Okay. Okay, now I'm gonna tie this. Go under here. Under here. Okay. There we go. Um, okay, just trying to make that sort of straight. Yeah, I understand. It's easy to do, Mary. But I think you're right. I think it's a good idea not to get too complicated. Just a long gold rectangle right now in your mind's eye. Okay. Now, we could, if we wanted to, go ahead and do that for this side too. Um, but I don't know for sure I'm going to weave back there. So, um, oh, for the spine. Okay, that makes sense, Mary. Mary, I would, if it's going to be the spine, I would do it one of these ways. And this is in part 3, where you interlock them, and it'll still be straight, but they won't there won't be a slit. See right here, there's a slit. I don't know if you can see that. And then there's this little slit here. But if you interlock them like this, you won't have a slit, and that will make your spine stronger. So if I was going to have a long gold rectangle, I would do this on either side, one or the other of these. Probably this one, because it doesn't bulk up as much. So I would probably do this. Oh, here you go, Tanya. You weren't here when I showed them the final product when we got finished, but anyway, that's what the other one looks like. Oh, isn't paint pouring fun, Kathy? It's a lot of fun. Oh, good night, Holly. Oh, you watched me do it. Okay, good. Okay. I'm sure I'll be doing some more of it, but when you were asking about it before, I didn't know it was for the spine. Sorry. Okay. Well, it's 9 o'clock. Hi, Rebecca. It's good to see you. Thank you. I had a lot of fun doing it. This is the back. And we just warped a frame to start a new tapestry. So we will be working on this one next Monday. One thing that might be good to do too is to take masking tape and put across this once you get them where you want them so they don't move around. I think I'm going to do that real quick. Oh, you were thinking borderlines then. Okay. As long as you remember it's Tuesday. Okay. Well, if I don't hear from you by 1:45, I'll call you. Okay. So this is what I did. Sorry. And I'm just sticking this down, and it'll keep everything, hopefully, where I want it. Just tuck it here. And I'm going to do the same to the bottom. Yeah, I like this tape. I haven't used it a whole lot, but I do like it. It's one of those things I've been, I guess, saving for something important, something special, you know. Well, here it is. Well, that's okay, Mary. You got things you got to do. Okay. Now I pronounce her ready to go. So, yeah, this is a Scotch brand masking tape. But I think it's fun. Oh, look, I used the numbers off. It said $191 from the thrift store where they just wrote the price on it. But that price is now in here. There's some little black marks. Yeah, I think the tape's a good idea. Just for extra, safety. Duct tape would probably be better, but it'd be a lot harder to get off. So we're going to go with this. Okay, everybody. Love you all. Thank you so much for coming tonight. And Riri and Mary, thank you again for the sweet super chats or stickers or whatever those are called. I get confused by which is which, but I appreciate it. I appreciate you all. I love all of you. Hugs and kisses. Yes. Mwah, mwah. Oh, you have a great night. See you tomorrow at 2 Central Daylight Savings Time at Tanya's. Bye-bye.